Alright guys, so we're going to start out shallow this afternoon. Something that I noticed riding out in the main river and back to this general area where I've been catching fish for the last couple of weeks is that the water temperature is beginning to get a lot more uniform throughout the river, at least surface temperature wise. And I think it's a little bit too early to be talking about pre-spawn patterns. You know, the water temperature is still relatively low. We're creeping up on 50 degrees. And what's going to happen now is these fish, as that water temperature starts to rise, these fish are going to start roaming around a little bit. So we're going to start off in an area where we know there's fish or there has been fish. And then we're going to move a little bit deeper to see if we can find a happy medium, see if we can locate these fish. They're starting to move around. Patterns are going to start changing. That means the stuff that has been working in the past is no longer going to continue to be relevant. So just got lines out. We'll have to see what happens. I have a feeling though that we're going to end up out on the main river, working a channel edge, seeing if we can catch some of those fish on the move. You gonna get him? I think he's on there.
I barely moved.
I pulled it.
I told you it barely moved. I don't know why you don't listen.
I was seeing it fluttering. Nah, though, we ain't been here long. Alright guys, the one good thing about fishing the shallow stuff is generally it doesn't take long. We're actually missing a bait on that hook. Never saw that one get hit, but I believe that was a tail section, so it's a good chance it just got flung off. Nonetheless, it doesn't take long to figure out if these fish are active or well, I say that. We're hooked up. I don't think he's very big. I don't think he's what we're looking for. You couldn't have planned that better than it actually just happened. Oh, he just spit the hook. Getting a lot of those bites right there. Not really seeing anything quality. So I think we're going to go ahead and make a move. We'll start off with channel edge. We're not going to go super deep. We're going to probably start out in about 25-30 foot of water, just depending on where the bait's staged out there. Not really sure if we're going to try and anchor. We might try and dead stick and see if we can squeeze out a couple of bites real quick. Like I said, we're seeing active fish here. I just don't think they're the fish that we're targeting or trying to target. So just got to make adjustments, stick and move, and find out what's working. Alright guys, so we're going to ride out on this drop off. You can see right here on our map where these lines are getting real tight. We may do a map course at some point, just haven't done it yet. If y'all want to see that, make sure you give us a big thumbs up, let us know in the comments below. We're dropping off on this drop off right here though. So we got a lot of bait scattered around. We're starting to see more fish come into our side imaging right here. There's just fish scattered all over this ledge, so these are actually really decent fish right here. We're only moving about 3 miles an hour. Got to remember that size manipulation really doesn't matter when it comes to these arches. That size of that arch doesn't mean anything. That's going to change depending on how fast we're going. What I'm really looking for is just those different color tones in that fish. So we're going to give this a try. Some slower head pumps. See a little color. I think we're gonna need the net for him. We're getting ready to see some color. Oh, there we go. Oh, we got a double right there. That's the second time I've done that tonight. That's a good one right there. He's fat. That's a good first fish of the day. Probably wouldn't be the first fish of the day if I hadn't messed up the other 3 or 4. But we'll take it. It's a good fish right there. We'll send her on back. And before I hear anybody saying that I didn't let Lissy catch the first fish of the day, she lost fair and square to a rock, paper, scissors game. So there's that. Crank. Big one, do I need to move this rod? Swinging. He's not really fighting you all that much right here. That was kind of a weird. Oh, good gracious. That's a freaking tank. Go. I think he's got some chompers on him. Heck yeah. That's a great fish right there. Nonetheless, that's a good one. You want to go ahead and release him, or do you want me to?
I want you to, because you took a million pictures and he's heavy. I started holding him.
I'm gonna get Lissy's fish back. We didn't put this thing on the scale. This is a very short, fat fish. I'm gonna guess probably about 50 pounds. Low 50s. I wouldn't give this fish much more than that just because how short it is. Ah. You ready? Well, I guess he's ready. Oh, you got a rod going down right here. You want this one?
Yeah.
Actually, it's my turn, girl. It's my turn.
Whatever, it's not your turn.
What do you think this was? As a man, I also know my place and my battles to pick. She sounded pretty upset about that, so I'm gonna let her have this one.
It is getting dark.
You're biting like this, you're trying to leave the fish?
I mean, we can stay out here for a little bit longer, but it's getting chilly now.
Oh, okay. But I'm running out of lead. Might be kind of hard. I'm not sure what the lighting is like on the camera. This fish has definitely been deeper. Most of his life. It's a pretty good bite. Better than it was where we started.
Don't get it too soon. I'm just kidding.
took me 1 or 2 to get my net job back. Look at the shoulders on this fish. You typically don't see, what I mean by shoulders is this portion right up here. You typically don't see that on fish until they get about 40 pounds. This right here is going to be a big fish one day, if he makes it. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you doing business with us. Alright guys, so I just bumped us off a spot lock real quick. Don't really have anything to lose. We're going to try one quick suspend drift. Now drifting and dragging's a little bit different. We're going to cover that in a different video as we get full swing into spring. But these fish seem to be pretty active right now. We're going to just kind of bump our trolling motor down, cut the speed in half. We're going to kind of drift with the current right now, right on down this ledge. Probably make it right out to this point, and if we don't catch a fish by then, probably pack it up for the night. You get it?
No, get it.
Daggone, he's done gotten in this line. Man, he's done grabbed both of these. We'll just have to deal with the mess here in a minute.
Well, it's definitely gonna be a mess. I can see it already. Can you?
Well, I see. I can't do anything. He's already in it.
He's in the orange one right here too?
The orange one's not out.
Oh.
Yeah, he's made a freaking mess. I might be able to... No. He's gotten it too far gone.
Alright.
That little rascal. Alright guys, last fish to cap out the night. We appreciate y'all stopping by and checking us out. We got a mess to clean up. It's been an absolute beautiful day out here. We're gonna get this fish back, and Tanky's in the way.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, thank you for stopping by. Like, subscribe, share please. We'll see y'all on the next one.